Good Saturday morning, everybody. I made it to the lake, or should I say me and Molly made it to the lake. She's laying down on the floor taking a little morning nap. We've already been up for quite a few hours, and since we haven't been up for a good month, there has been a lot of storms at my house and up here, so there's like branches and twigs all over the yard up here. Only a few big branches were down right where my camper was. Take a little sip of coffee. Come up north and like being up here, but I have to take my allergy medications because there's all types of things floating around in the air up here. So anywho, came up and somebody was nice and, excuse me, picked up some of the bigger branches in my yard and threw them in my fire pit. And then this morning, I walked around and cleaned up all the little stuff and whatnot, and pretty soon me and Molly are going to go for a little walk. So it's humid though, it's really humid and sticky. I took my hair thing off and I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to quite brush it out until a little bit later because I think my curls are just going to go, they'll be gone. I don't think they're going to last. And I didn't bring any of my scarves with me, so I can't wrap my hair up because it's not going to look good. I had a bunch of bobby pins, I'll bobby pin it up or whatever. Nobody cares up here. Nobody cares up here anyway. It is, you know, raggedy clothes season. I mean, I've got my old, we're doing the campfire. I will not wear my vintage, of course, around a campfire because I don't want nothing to happen because there's sparks and things happen on a campfire and you don't want nothing to happen to your clothes. So I will just wear, if it's cool, I'll wear a sweatshirt and some capris, and if it's really warm, I'll wear a little tank top and shorts and stuff. But yeah, I don't put on the campfire. Is one time that I usually do not wear my vintage clothes. I don't want nothing to happen to them. Something silly because of ash or something got on it and burnt a hole in it. And not that any of my vintage clothes are perfect by any means, but I don't want to. They've made it this far. I figure I don't want to do something to make them, you know, something that I wouldn't wear because there's a big old burn or ash mark or something on it. I don't mind if there's little stains on my vintage clothes. Stains or little rips, or things don't have to be perfect. A lot of these things are, you know, 20 plus years old, I think. Some of them are even 40 years old, I suppose. Some of my 40s dresses, Lord, that would be 60 plus. So if they made it this far, let's not do anything to put them over the edge so nobody can wear them ever again. That'd be sad. So anywho, today is just a lounging weekend. I have absolutely no plans, no outings. We're not going to go anywhere, do anything. No company's coming up. Got up here last night. My brother was up here last night and went down to the little tavern that's on the resort and had a couple cocktails with my brother Dean and chit-chat and visit with him, and grabbed one of the little packaged hamburgers that they have down there because we didn't eat anything. We had a little milkshake on the way up. But I thought we need to have a little something because we were both a little bit hungry. And on the way up here, my puppy dog's dog food spilled all over the place, so she doesn't have a lot. And she snarfs some up for breakfast. So last night I cut off some of the hamburger, and she loved that anyway. If she didn't have to have dog food, she could live off human food. She would love that. She loves human food. She'll sit there and look at you and beg and whine for stuff, but it's not healthy for your puppies to be feeding them table food and scraps and stuff like that. Not good for their system. Their bodies aren't made to eat human food. Some of the human food that we eat isn't probably good for us to eat it because it's delicious. And I'm sure that's why the puppies like to eat our food too. So she's got enough to get her through a little snack, and then we'll have hamburgers later. So I'll take a hamburger patty and cut that all up for her. You know, if it's just meat or even vegetables are good for puppy dogs too, but not all that processed stuff and whatnot that we eat. And I got up here and I have this great big huge, it's a Bubba cake, it's called, this great big, I don't know, that big. And I fill that up and have that for my water, and it lasts me quite a long time. And I thought when I left 4th of July that it was like half full at least, or a quarter, and I thought, well, that would be plenty for, because it will just be me coming up next time. I thought that would be plenty. It wasn't, and I don't know, maybe some of it evaporated out or what, but I didn't have enough for a pot of coffee this morning. I had like a quarter, enough for my quarter of my Polly Perk, and then I went over and borrowed some of my brother's water, and then they're going to go shopping later, so they'll pick me up some. Sorry, it's my morning coffee cough this morning because we're up here. So sorry about that. Oh, and my mug today is Twin Pines Resort, and that is a little resort that is up in, I don't know if it says, on the Mille Lacs Lakes in Minnesota, central Minnesota, by Garrison, the town right on the Mille Lacs Lakes where this little resort is in Garrison. And it is cute as a bug, and me and my husband want to get up there again. resort. It's been there since the 40s, and it has the old original cabins, and we saw some old pictures of the resort. It still looks it, and they kind of keep that kitschy 1940s, 50s look to it. And the main part has a tavern and restaurant and a big fish fry and great big front porch that overlooks the Mille Lacs Lakes, and it's just a neat place. So if you're Minnesotian and or around the area, it is Twin Pines Resort, Garrison, Minnesota on Mille Lacs Lakes. And right there where it is, if you're a fisher person, you can take charters out right across the way. There's a big charter boat place where if you want to go out in the lake and take charters and go fishing. When we stayed there last time, we didn't realize we had one of the upper rooms because we had the boys with us, and it was a great big, it must have been like the fisherman's suite or something. Not fancy or anything, but nice and clean, and everything you need. Had a full kitchen and table, and I suppose for the guys to go fishing, clean their fish, and come up and they eat it right there and then. And I think there's 3 beds and a sleeper sofa. You could have slept, I don't know, 10 plus people in that room. There's just 4 of us. But anyway, everybody went to bed, and then it was humid, so we had the air on low just to keep the humidity out of the room. And it must have been about, I don't know, 2. And I've got a really good sniffer, even with all my allergies. My dog sees somebody outside. She wants to go. We'll go for a walk in a little bit. Anyway, about 2 or so in the morning, I thought, what is that? What is that smell? And it wasn't from anybody in the room. It was coming from outside, and it was strong. Well, and nobody else smelled it. I smelled it, and then I couldn't even get back to sleep because the smell was bothering me. So I'm just petting my puppy, trying to get her to hooskow down a little bit. She wants to start running. She's getting all worked up because there's people outside. So anywho, the next morning here, when the fish people come back in, the resort is really nice, and they have a nice fish cleaning area. Great big huge table and water and a garbage pail for your guts and stuff, scales from your fish and stuff. It was right underneath the window that our air conditioner was. So when they came home, and I think the last charter comes in at like a little past midnight or 12:30, they'll go fishing at night. And they come in, so the time they got up and everybody's down to the table starting cleaning, they were done cleaning, I think probably 1 or so, but it started wafting wafting up through our our air conditioning unit and it was a fresh fish smell. It wasn't like, what an old stanky fish on the shore smells like, which my dogs love to find, laying and rolling. Oh, so if they're sniffing at something and I see them, they're going to flip over. I'm like, don't you think about it. I don't want you to be a stink dog. So, I went back to sleep eventually, and I would walk down, I'm like, oh, that's why. So anyway, really neat place up by Garrison, Minnesota. If you're in the area, I don't know how many people watch my stuff are in the area or from Minnesota. And thank you for whoever is having coffee with me this morning, because as you may or may not know, my other channel is out in YouTube land, but I can't access it. It's there for everybody to look at, which is great and see, but because of a whole bunch of, and I've talked about it enough, there is some videos you can watch there and whatnot. So, what am I doing today? Nothing. I'm just going to pick up my yard and get all the sticks. I did quite a bit of it this morning, but I got a lot more to do. Pick that up and sweep things off and just tidy things up. The trailer's fine, just a few little cobwebs and stuff. And take a little walk. I might take a little walk with you down. There's this road that comes into the resort, and so winding little dirt road. It kind of goes back by a little creek and a little pond area with lily pads. So I think Molly Lily's at home with Dad. Take a little walk down there and hang out by the lake a little bit. It's been a whole month since I've been here. It was nice 4th of July, and I love all the festivities and the visiting and all the family and friends and all that. But I really love, and my favorite is coming up here when it's quiet. You can just walk around it and enjoy it, because there's an eagle's nest on the backwater, and I heard the loons this morning. If that isn't a treat when you wake up in the morning to the sound of loons, oh, that is lovely. I just like that. You look outside, and we have a great big open yard. When I look out my back bedroom window, I have a great big screen door, so I get up and then I open my screen door and you can look outside. There's little chipmunks and whatnot running around the yard, and you can hear the loons. The chipmunks go by, and then Miss Molly wants to go chase them. But she was good. She stayed in bed with me this morning, and so I thought she was pretty tired. That's a lot. She isn't quite used to the traveling in the vehicle yet, so she kind of gets worked up, and she has her nice cushy bed on the floor, because she likes to be on the floor when we travel. Most dogs like to be on the seat and looking out the window, and she'll get up when she wants to see something, and then she'll get back on down to her bed. So I think she'll get used to it. She's only been traveling up north maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times ever. So usually a trip in the vehicle is a trip to the vet, which isn't their favorite. It's not that, I mean, it doesn't hurt. They get a few shots and stuff, but they're just scared. It's just a different environment and different smells and dogs and cats and whatnot going all over. So, and I think my brother Dean and Donnie are going to fix the freezer or fridge in their other camper. You know, they have my brother's camper, which if I look up my window, that's right there. And then my brother Donnie is that away over in the garden section, they call it, which we walked by. And they're going to fix that, and they're going to head to the flea market today. And I'm not going to go to the flea market because I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I know better to go because I don't need anything. So I'm going to stay. I sent him with some money and say, please get me some water. I'll have to go down to the tavern and pick up a couple bottles of little water because I like to drink my water. I only got one little pot of coffee, and this cup probably took up, you know, a quarter of the pot. It's just a Polyperk, so it only makes like four or five little cups, so maybe 3 of my big mega cups, but I like my coffee. So we're just going to bum around today, and I'll take you on for a little walk with me and Molly down the road. That will be nice. And that's about it. It's next weekend will be Hay Creek, which will be fun. We're having our little come on get happy cocktail party with cocktails. So we'll see you for that, I'm sure. Because I hope I can be organized through coffee. I can never do coffee when we take that little vintage camper out, because there's just too much going on. It's kind of chaotic because, you know, come up here and everything's set up and nice, which I love, but you take that vintage camper and it's kind of a free-for-all because, you know, you don't have the spiel down, because we only take her out 2 or 3 times a year, so it's kind of like chaotic and there's stuff all over. And here we have lots of space, and my my trailer up here is very big and stuff, so I like that. So thanks for everybody who found me on my second vintage camper gal Wisconsin channel. I see a couple people found me, and I try to kind of message people through my old channel, but I don't know if it goes anywhere because it comes back on my email as somebody else talking, and it's me talking and trying to relay a message to the people that had put a message on the original. So what do? I printed off a list of the people that I that were known subscribers, because some subscribers are secret and you don't know who they are. They subscribe and you see the number change, but you don't see their little profile picture. So I couldn't save them. So the ones that I did save, I'm going to try to somehow finagle if I can find them and send them a little message about what happened and whatnot. A couple people did find me, which was lovely, but I think I'm up to 8 people again. So that's great, so I'm happy about that. And I have a lot of people that follow me, which I didn't realize, because I was thinking, oh, my YouTube channel, but a lot of my people follow me off my Facebook page, which I thought was a surprise. I thought, oh, you know, Facebook is Facebook, but I guess Facebook is a big platform for people because Facebook is like quicker and you don't have to go into the YouTube channel, and that's kind of a bigger venue or whatever. And a lot of people don't have Google accounts. They're like, oh, how can I subscribe? I'm like, oh, just go on to YouTube and then you could subscribe. And they're like, what do you mean subscribe? I said, well, you have to have a Google account to subscribe, which I saw a little video saying that you can have a channel and not have it attached to a Google product or something, or a Google app. So I think, well, maybe I'll get my old channel back because that's attached to just my internet carrier. So there might be hope. So maybe if they quit this Google attachment to have your YouTube channel, maybe somehow I'll be able to get my, I don't know, my vintage camper gal first one back. That would be great. I'd be happy. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have 2 of them out there. That's going to be really confusing. So I don't know. But at least I'll be able to communicate and relay back and forth, I guess. I think I'd probably just keep the first one as it is. And then, but I'll be able to message and link, and if anybody does subscribe to that old one, I'll be able to say, hey, this is all my stuff from February through July. Come on over to my Wisconsin site for all my new stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So I saw that. That's going to be months down the road, I guess. But that was all the buzz with the YouTube channel people about this whole, the Google product won't be attached to the YouTube channel. And the whole Google thing is another whole community that people ask you to be in their circles, and I don't understand that yet, but I'm kind of getting into that, the Google Plus, or what the Google community that's out there too. I'm learning, I'm getting, and thanks for coming along with me and being patient and listen to me ramble on and on about whatever. So, and I haven't got to it, and I am going to, and you know what? By the time I get to it and I get it done, it is going to be the third quarter, so I will be doing a very large third quarter vintage clothing haul, because I've gotten a lot of stuff this last quarter, and my closets are bursting. And I was going to start going through stuff and getting rid of stuff. That's something for me to work out internally, I guess. So thanks for having coffee up north at Big Blake Lake at Sherrard's Resort and my vintage park model camper. And we'll go for a little walk later. And everybody have a great week. Thanks for finding me, and we will see you next week at Hay Creek with our little 19-footer vintage camper trailer, and do that. So everybody have a great week again, and enjoy the weather. August, September, and it's fall. Lord, but I love the fall. Spring and fall are my favorite, and it is beautiful up here in the fall. So we'll take a lot of we'll take some like scenic fall trip tours and stuff, so you can look around, because I just love it up here. It's beautiful. So take care, and we'll see you next time, everybody.